Wow, a new podcast episode. That's so me. Classic me. Isn't that interesting? Do you like it when I talk about myself? Good, because I have nothing else to talk about today. Because I'm tired. I didn't get enough sleep last night. Because I slept at my girlfriend's and she goes to work way before I do. The pest control people came in the morning and I opened the door bleary-eyed. And they say, we're pest control. Do you have a pest problem? I'm like, well, I don't live here, so I guess I am the pest. You know, if you're looking around and people are looking for a pest, you're like, I don't see anything. So then I'm like, well, maybe they're trying to catch me. I'm way too big for the mousetrap. Otherwise, I'd go in it. Put a piece of cheese in there. I know it's gonna hurt. I don't care. Alright, I'm gonna get a drink of water. As opposed to, you know, another way to consume water. I'm not gonna freeze it into cubes and eat the cubes. It's just it's the wet form of liquid. From the standpoint of water, this is the wettest that water is ever gonna get. They're never gonna come out with a new water that's like, now twice as much hydrogen. I'm like, if it's twice as much hydrogen, then it's not water anymore. Which does exist. Apparently it's H4... Well, if we do H4O2, that's oxonium hydroxide. It's literally called Ice 2? They made a fucking sequel to Ice? They didn't tell anybody? Anyway, I'm gonna go get water now. Alright, that's the good stuff. Just the right amount of hydrogen. Well, you know, a man who knows a thing or two about water, of course, our own Glass Johnson, my esteemed co-host. He's a glass. He's alive, he's conscious, he can think, but he cannot communicate with the outside world. Honestly, it sounds like he's living in hell. But from what we know, he's actually enjoying life, so I'm glad that's the case. But I think when the time comes that his handlers should allow him to crack himself open. Because otherwise he's gonna live forever. You can't force someone to live forever. That's cruel. Even Glass Johnson. We don't get along behind the scenes. I would love to see him ground down to sand, just washed out adrift at sea for millions of years, and he comes back as granules on the shore underneath our feet. It's like he never existed. But it's because he wanted it. Anyway. Don't even get me started on this Glass Johnson shit. I thought I had enough with Slurp-on lipstick. Glass Johnson, giving him a run for his money in terms of just trying to be the center of attention. That's the problem. I don't need that. I don't care about being the center of attention. Initially, I wasn't going to be the one to host the podcast. But Dan Bongino was busy. I'm not sure who it is that is behind this podcast. You know, I'm just the host. I don't know how the episodes end up online. All I know is I keep getting checks from the CIA. I think it's probably because I've been encoding these with secret messages for agents in the field so that they can infiltrate the global order and fix all the problems and make everything better. Oh, no, wait, sorry. I got that wrong. They want to make it way worse. I'm basically just a numbers station. 7. I mean, I'm saying numbers all the time. I just said 7 back there. Did you hear that? That 7 better have been heard by the guy who's supposed to hear it. It's very important. Anyway. Oh yeah, also 4. I've almost forgot about 4. Alright, well, if you're one of the spies, you can turn the podcast off now. That's all the numbers for this week. I'm about to start talking about my butt and poop and stuff, so you don't want to hear that. So yeah, this next segment is called My Butt and Poop. Promise made is a promise kept. My butt this week, it's been fine. I mean, just normal working order. If the segment is me checking in on the status of my ass, you're never gonna say it's great. It's never, like, even if it's doing exactly what it's supposed to do, it's like, why am I going through this? I mean, for me personally, I enjoy pooping. I think the thing I like about pooping is that you don't have to justify the amount of time you're spending doing it. You're like, this is an event with a hard in, hopefully a softer out. Unless you have somewhere to be, the amount of time you spend is the amount of time that's needed. Too much of life isn't structured like that. Because what happens when you come out of the bathroom? You're like, oh shit. And then you remember, oh, I have free will. Fuck. Now I have to just improvise the rest of my life, every single moment. Just gotta make it up. When I was on the toilet, I had one job, and I carried it out with pride, courage, and patriotism. But now I'm back here out in the living room on a Saturday afternoon with no plans. And you're just like, are there quest markers or something that I'm missing? Doesn't seem to be like a main story mission. It's just open sandbox rules. And sandbox means you can do anything. I mean, it's horrible when children kill each other, but it is legal if they do it in a sandbox. Or if anybody kills anybody else. I don't know why more murderers don't know this. Anyway. So that was my butt and pooping, the new segment that I'm going to do every single episode from now on. And I promise you that. I'm doing the Obama-Clinton thumb thing, where I have my hand out, my thumbs up for some reason. I'm doing that while I'm saying that. So you know I'm not bullshitting you. Which Clinton and Obama were famous for not doing. Did you know the president used to be able to get fired? I just remembered that. That was such a cool time. You were allowed to tell the president they couldn't be the president anymore if they were fucking psychotic. Okay, I think that really is the end of the my butt and poop segment. I will set aside whatever amount of time it takes to prepare the content for the my butt and poop segment. Don't fire me, because if somebody else does this job, Glass Johnson is gonna walk. Glass Johnson and I were a package deal, even though I hate the old son of a bitch. I secretly love him. You can't stay mad at Glass Johnson for too long. Especially if you're holding him, because you might break him if you're too tense. You know, when heads of state meet Glass Johnson, they tend to have a tight grip because they don't want to drop him. And it's like, just relax, baby. It's Glass Johnson. He's got this. He's not gonna fall out of your hand. He knows how to stay in it. It's his handlers. I mean, they really got their hands full of him. I mean, how else do you think he gets around? Anyway, this episode is brought to you by the National Lobby for Parakeets. It's gonna take a while for me to explain all of this. If you're not sitting down, you don't have to sit down. You can definitely register this in whatever position you want to be in. You can be ass over tea kettle. Just stay there. Just hear me out. The National Parakeet Lobby was formed after 3 women claimed to communicate with a parakeet who said parakeets will inherit the earth. And so the 3 women went to the UN and said, we think parakeets should have a try. And the UN actually said okay, but we'll have to destroy the planet to make way for the parakeets. And everyone was like, okay. So, and that actually happened. That's what's playing out right now. Connect the dots. Look, America's a failed experiment. It's over. It's going kaput. We gotta try bird model. Life doesn't have to be that complicated. It doesn't have to be all these layers of insanity. Being an adult, look, there's some downsides. There's definitely upsides, but there's downsides. Because now you spend your weekends worried about, like, did I re-up my porch insurance? My insurance for my front porch? And it's like, what the hell happened to you, man? You used to kill kids in the sandbox. You'd be taking on 2 or 3 of them at a time. Just drop kicking these kids to hell. It was like a scene from a Quentin Tarantino movie. And now look at you. Now your damn shirt's tucked in. And you own a couch. Hey, if you're a young man living alone, like, it's a big deal if you have a couch. I'm not sure what my gender's issue is with furniture. Definitely it seems like an essential thing. It's like, man, you gotta have a couch. It has to be just regular. Just find one on the side of the road. It's okay if there's pests in the furniture. Boyfriends who don't live on the furniture but are in the furniture. If your fucking couch comes with a built-in boyfriend, don't buy it. That's how you know something's up. The next thing that's gonna happen on the podcast? Alert, alert, something's happening. It's okay, it's not a disaster. Slurp Von Lipstick is gonna come out here, and he's gonna do time check. Actually, that does kind of sound like a disaster. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, it's the one and only Slurp Von Lipstick. Give it up for time check. Wow, incredible. Wait, are these people all here for me? Wow. I deserve this so much. I deserve this more than any of you in this room. You will never ever be like me. You don't have what it takes. These insolent rubes. Why are they still clapping? Wow. That's fine. You can stop. You can stop. Thank you so much. Well, no, you don't have to clap for me saying thank you. Now I can start talking. Look, I am a humble man. I'm just a guy who cares about what time it is. I'm just an average workaday lunch pail Joe. I want to know what time it is. Who wants to be late? Not me. And by the way, I'm sorry I was 6 hours late delaying the recording of the podcast. I ran over 3 bushes that I thought were an alien. So I saw the bushes, and naturally I thought, oh, there's a fucking alien, I gotta run it over. So I did. It took me so long to realize, man. It took me so long. I'm really worried about myself. I'm getting a call on the timeline. This just comes up as Dark Wolf. Hello?
Hey.
Yes, hello, Mr. Wolf.
Hey, can you give me the number?
Sorry, give you the number to what?
The number for this week. I don't have time to wait for the podcast to come out. I gotta know the number for this week. Something went sideways.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Isn't this where we get our number?
I can give you a number. Do you just want me to say a number?
Yeah, that's close enough. What? Just any number. Well, just think of any number.
Well, I'm just kind of exploring the probability space of this. Do you know what I mean?
No?
Just trying to think, like, there's a lot of numbers. The infinite possibilities. Numbers that become an aqueous blur of infinite potential. How do you measure that? And of all the numbers in there, which one would be a good one to pick? How about 4?
Oh man, 4. Oh thank God. That's exactly what I wanted to hear.
Can I give you other ones? Or is it just the one?
Yeah, I'll take as many as I can get at this point.
Ever thought about taking the number 3 out for a spin?
I don't know what that means either. Is that like slang for rode a tricycle?
No, I'm just saying, like, what is 3? Is that good? Is it bad?
It doesn't really change much.
Okay. I was just thinking, I was trying to decide if ultimately I like you as a person. I've come to the conclusion that I don't, and I didn't enjoy this conversation at all.
That's the secret code. Oh my goodness. Oh no.
Wait. No, that wasn't a secret message. I was really saying I think you suck. You're weird, you're off-putting. As for me, I'm on-putting. Chocolate, banana, I'll take it all.
That's real good. Is that going into your tight 5?
It's more like a tight 7 hours. There are 2 intermissions, but you're not allowed to go to the bathroom. Alright, well thank you so much, Dark Wolf. Anyway, I gotta do time check. As I said, we're running a little bit behind here. So the current time is 1:08 a.m. That's the exact time that I proposed to Blarissa. She rejected me. I've also previously said that Blarissa is my ex-wife in various episodes. And I just want to say the official stance of time check is that it's a weird Mandela effect thing. We're looking into it. We have the best quantum physicists looking into it. We have such as those guys. Now that I think about it, I was also born at 108. And my address has always been 108. Also, my dog lived to the age of 108. Don't believe me? You're missing out. That'd be a really fun thing to believe. Just imagine that. Imagine a dog that fucking old. I don't have to. I lived it. Just like that dog lived through 2 fucking world wars. The dog was so old that it lived to see Google Glass, and it used it every day. It was like, it's making me more productive. I'm like, you're a dog, and you're so old. You don't need to augment your dog functions. You got 4 legs, you're golden, you're locked in, that's all you need. That dog, by the way, was so fucking racist. It legally had to wear a little placard around its neck that said, I'm so old, it's okay if the way I bark at people is interpreted as being quote-unquote racist. The thing is, if he's not wearing that placard out in the park, they can't technically, take your dog to jail, but they cancel your dog. So they send some officers out, and they just kind of shame the dog for a while. Every time as the cops leave the park, they also point to you, and they say, you're a piece of shit. This is just part of new legislation, I think, that recently was enacted. Sorry, I gotta take this. Hello?
Hello, this is Agent SexBoner69 with the CIA calling in.
Sorry, what did you just say? What did you just say to me?
Well, it wasn't my idea. When you type in your agent nickname, you only get 1 shot. My 13-year-old hijacked the keyboard and, well, you know how they are. So, that's what I'm known as. To everyone, even in private. Even with my wife, even when we're intimate, even when things get
okay, that's so strange to me that you were never able to figure out how to change it back.
Sorry, I'm a little distracted. I'm in the sewer right now.
You're in a sewer right now?
Yeah!
Why?
For my job, for America.
Well, you didn't why did you have to call me in a sewer? That's amazing. I mean, the voice quality is really good. I would think you'd get really bad reception down there.
I got Spook Wireless. Also, I was thinking, based on how this mission is going, I could really use a 9 right now. Can I get a 9?
Look. Maybe I don't understand how this is supposed to work.
There's a bunch of furniture down here.
Okay.
Oh, it's like a whole... Oh my god, it's a whole city! It's a whole teeming with life! What is this place? What is this?
Hello? Are you still there? Hello? Maybe if he didn't have Spook Wireless, we could have kept talking to him. I think we've covered everything we needed to. Thank you for coming along for the ride. I have and will always be Slurp Von Lipstick. Thank you everybody. That's right, give him a hand, give it up for Slurp Von Lipstick. And I mean, while you're giving it up, before you put it back down, keep it up for me. Huh? No? I just feel undervalued. More people care about this fucking glass than care about me. I just don't tend to want to advertise myself. I'm just like, look, I'm here. That's gonna have to be enough for you. Like, balls in your court. I said all these things. Now you, the listener, whether or not you're in private or in public, I want you to rank your top 5 bowel movements. Put that in an email. Send it to... I regret to say who you have to send it to. You have to send it to Agent Sexboner69 at CIA.gov. We're sorry we can't get it changed. It's been tied up in red tape for decades. But anyway, the CIA needs that information. And if you want to find out why, go ahead, FOIA yourself to your heart's content. You're never going to find the real secrets. I'm not in the CIA, by the way, so I don't know any of the secrets. I just know that they're there, and the ones I've told you also. Other than that, I don't know. I think everything's real. So, I'm a bad source. I even think, like, old medieval things are real. Like, I think mice come out of piles of laundry. They used to think that's what, mice literally spawned from piles of stuff left on the ground. So they thought that the mice were copulating with the material, and the baby that creates is another mouse? What are we talking about here? Well, I believe it. I know I'm talking about it so incredulously. Alright, this next segment, and everyone who's listening, I think you should be really amped up right now. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna find out who you are. I'm gonna find out where you live. And I'm gonna mail you $3. Use it, set it aside for eggs. Hold on, I'm getting a call from our finance guy. Hello? Who's this? I don't even know your name.
This is Hedward. This is Hedward.
Are you okay?
It's Edward.
Edward? Edward.
Well, I just wanted to issue a quick correction in the proceedings, if you don't mind.
It's weird that you've never chimed in. Have you been here this whole time? What's the correction you need to issue?
Yeah, the price of eggs is about $4.95 right now, so $3 not gonna cover a carton of eggs. Maybe a half carton, you could do it.
Well, I don't have that kind of money, so I guess I'm out. I'm tapping out. What about you?
What? What do you mean?
Do you want to mail them the money for the eggs?
Why would that be on me? I only care about one thing, it's finance, with a specific focus on the price of eggs.
So your only thing is the price of eggs, is what you're saying to me?
I don't even think about my kids, man. It's getting bad.
Who is calling now? I'm gonna take this.
Hello. This is Agent Micropetus with the CIA.
God, you guys need better security with your computers. It's surprising to me.
What are you talking about?
Did somebody set that as your agent name and now it's stuck like that?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Did you have a particular reason for calling the podcast?
Nope.
Alright, I'm hanging up on both of you. Thank you so much. I gotta end the podcast. Anyway, I'm still just gonna give you the same amount of money. Consider it an investment in your next eggs. Not nest eggs, next eggs. The eggs that are soon to come. Hopefully, God willing. I mean, look at these shelves, man. All because chickens won't wash their hands. I think we're all gonna die, but it's gonna be from lack of eggs. Everything else is gonna be fine. That's the timeline we're in. We're in the no eggs, but utopia timeline. Pretty good compromise, all things considered, but we are all also gonna die. So, like I said, pretty good compromise. Alright. See you later. Bye.